Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So I think the Bitcoin world, all Bitcoin holders, are still pondering over these cryptic tweets from none other than Elon. Yes, I'm calling him Elon. What does it all mean? Why is he doing this? Is this a joke? Is there a hidden agenda? Is there just something else that we don't know, we're not paying attention to? Well, I connected some dots last night. I'm going to clarify some of those points and also discuss what we should do about it, what else is going on in the world, and how we need to stand together and just ignore it. Just ignore it. All right. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And before I get started, I want to give a big shout out to Brent Reeves, who is a follower, lives around me, works at Honda of Lisle. He does not believe that the Honda dealership knows me because I'm such a big celebrity. But Brent, here's your shout out. All right, let's do this. Let's change my screen. All right, here we go. So starting with Bitcoin. We're right under 37,000. We're about 36.9. And last night, you know what? Things were looking pretty darn good. Bitcoin was slowly recovering, and it hit about, a little bit under 40,000, 39.3 or something like that. And then it just came right back down. Here's the thing. Last night I was trying to connect the dots, right? But this also correlates with this pattern really, really closely. So I'm wondering if this whole thing is planned or what. But you could see that Bitcoin is in this pennant triangle, however you want to define it, right? So it's been going up and down, higher lows and lower highs, right? So the next point, the breakout point was where we were yesterday, right around this 39.3, 39.4. If Bitcoin broke out of that, the next step would have been 42, 43,000, right? That's a previous resistance that Bitcoin was going to head up to. And then all of a sudden, boom, right back down. And of course, we know what happened. We know that Elon A-hole plus Elon, he all of a sudden shot his cryptic tweets out and kind of brought Bitcoin back down. So was this timed perfectly? Was it timed perfectly? Was there something else, some hidden agenda? I don't know. Everyone's guessing, which is why I'm saying cryptic tweets. So in case you've been living under a rock and you haven't been paying attention, well, this was posted last night by our not so good friend Elon Musk. So he tweeted this out, with a heartbreak emoji, and basically this, okay? So it's cryptic because it sounds like to me that Elon was, kind of threatening to move on from Bitcoin because of all the energy concerns. But looking at how this is written, it sounds like he's going to move on anyways, even if those concerns are alleviated or solved, because he found someone else, and in this case, Doge, right? And he knew exactly what he was doing, because right afterwards, I didn't see it until later, he tweeted this as a response. So obviously, I've seen this before, right? And it shows, this couple that is on their computer chatting away, and of course one, the crypto trader, Bitcoin holder is crying because he's seeing red, which is exactly what happened after this tweet, right? So it's obvious that Elon knows what he's doing. He knows this is the kind of effect that's going to happen. So he even responded to his own tweet showing that, like, it's beyond just a coincidence. It's beyond a joke, because this to him is really, really funny, right? Again, why is he doing this? That's what everyone's trying to figure out. Is it really because it's a joke to him, right? Or is he being pressed by his investors? Or there's some other thing that we're all not aware of, right? Is he really trying to be Bitcoin's savior by causing a lot of FUD and then coming out with solutions and then we all go love him again? I don't think anyone's going to do that. Even if he comes back full 100% Bitcoin bull, I don't think anyone in crypto will ever trust him again. I mean, not after this. So I don't know. Even CZ tweets out, great power, great responsibility, great power, random humor, not great, not funny. I mean, in this case, yeah, it really isn't. I mean, he's wrecking a lot of people, and even Dogecoin fans are getting sick of it, because if the intention of this was to pump Doge, well, it didn't work, because Doge actually went down the most since yesterday, almost 9%, right? So if his mission was to pump Doge because it was supposed to help Coinbase and help Cathie Wood of Ark, well, it failed miserably. But the other thing, in terms of dropping Bitcoin, that actually worked. So again, is this all connected? I think so. I'm trying to connect the dots here, and this is all, of course, during the biggest Bitcoin event in history, Bitcoin 2021 in Miami. And this is, you can watch the entire stream. It's on Bitcoin Magazine's on their YouTube page, right? But they're going through like one speaker after another. So you just have to like kind of skip along, right? I heard some of them, like the interview with Michael Saylor, with Max. Max didn't really say anything. It was just Michael Saylor talking. I heard Tim Draper talk. I heard a Winklevoss talk with Anthony Papagliano. But, anytime you listen to the Winklevosses, you wonder how they became billionaires. They're just a couple of bros. They're just like, they're stating all the stuff that you can find on the internet like within 5 minutes. They're not really technical. They don't talk about the fundamentals. They don't really talk about anything other than, yeah, buy Bitcoin and you're going to become a millionaire with it. I get it, but seeing how they're Bitcoin billionaires, they run Gemini, they run Winklevoss Invest, they run a lot of stuff. You would figure they would speak a little bit more intelligently, but if you listen to any of their interviews, they just talk like a couple bros. Like couple bros that's like chatting about Bitcoin over a couple of beers. So I don't know. Maybe some people do like that. But yeah, if you guys want to watch, take a look. The only problem with this event and all other events that has occurred before is that no normal person could ever attend them. They can't. Because I didn't know, I recently looked up their ticket price. It's a staggering $1,500 per ticket. $1,500 per ticket. So I get it. If you're Bitcoin or crypto rich, yes, you could attend. If you're media, you get invited. Yes, you could attend. Everyone else there are billionaires, so okay, they're going to attend. But normal Joes will not be able to attend, right? So that's why I almost don't get the point of these conferences, because just people off the street, people in Miami, anyone that wants to learn about Bitcoin, these projects, they're not going to be able to attend. So all these sponsors with their booths and everything, it's all catering to the people that's in the space already. So you have a Coinbase booth next to a Gemini booth, next to a Shapeshift booth. Like, what is that going to do? Everyone there already is aware of those exchanges. You're not going to be able to educate or draw in any new people. So I never understood why these large conferences, well, I do, because they want to make money. I get that. But I never understood what's the point, because they can't get a normal person in. It's all people that's in the space already. So it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Maybe you guys can come up with a better reason, but I think the only reason is because they know that they can make money from it, and they need to recoup the cost to host the event, which is probably astronomical. But still, no normal person could ever learn anything from it, and trust me, a normal person is not going to know to go on Bitcoin Magazine's YouTube channel and watch the stream. Most people probably in Miami are seeing this, just passing by, walking by. They were like, hey, I want to go in. And no. Well, first of all, tickets are sold out. Second of all, even if they weren't, no one is going to pay $1,400 to go learn about Bitcoin, right? All right. So yeah, unfortunately, this whole cryptic tweet, Elon shenanigans, is still ongoing. So I kind of connected the dots yesterday. I'm gonna go over it real quick. Why is Elon doing this? Is it really a joke and he really doesn't care? Or he has a hidden agenda, like he wants to become Bitcoin savior and come out green energy mining machines, something like that. Maybe that is one of his things, but this is the worst way to do it. Or is he trying to please Tesla investors? We know Tesla right now, their stock is getting hammered. They're not doing so well. Doing so well. We know that Cathie Wood of Ark Invest is one of the biggest investor supporter of Tesla, and even Cathie's not happy with Elon these days. She keeps doing interviews and talking about, Elon's misguided in this. He will come back and this and that. But we know Cathie Wood is a big Bitcoin supporter and overall blockchain supporter. So that's why Ark Invest has been so bullish on Coinbase stock ever since it's IPO'd. Over 4 million shares, and she continues to buy more and more and more. So guess what happened recently with Coinbase? Well, Dogecoin just got listed. Not only did Dogecoin get listed on Coinbase Pro, but just regular Coinbase. This is the fastest listing I've ever seen for Coinbase. It's always you get listed on Coinbase Pro, you wait at least 2 weeks, then it goes on Coinbase. But no, they both got listed on the same day. I've never seen that before. So you know that Coinbase is desperate to get Dogecoin out because they know it's going to draw in a lot of people, a lot of volume. They're going to make their fees, right? And of course, if Coinbase does well, which they are not right now, their stock is also getting hammered. If they do well, Cathie will do well and Ark will do well, right? But the problem is Coinbase stock isn't doing well, right? So again, it's making Cathie look bad. So I don't know if this is one of the reasons why Elon, wants to pump up Doge, because it'll help Coinbase, which will in turn help Ark Invest, right? But Ark Invest owns a lot of Bitcoin and GBTC and Ethereum Trust and all this others, and they're getting hammered because of it. I can't imagine that Cathie is happy with Elon right now. She has been the biggest supporter of Tesla. Whenever Tesla faltered before with their quarterly, with their stock, Ark Invest has always come back and rescued them and said good things about Tesla. So I can't imagine that Cathie is very happy with Elon right now. I bet she has the same questions like us, like WTF, what is he doing? Now, she did make mention before during an interview, I don't know if it's on purpose or not. She's like, well, maybe he started all this because he received a call from BlackRock, which is the third largest investor in Tesla. So she kind of connected the dots for us. She even laid it out publicly. And guess what? BlackRock, they're trying to get into Bitcoin. They've been trying for a very long time, since November, remember? Rick Ryder of BlackRock all of a sudden in November said, hey, we're bullish on Bitcoin. We believe it will replace gold to a large extent and here to stay. This is back in November when Bitcoin was still under $20,000. They've been trying to accumulate since $20,000. And over the last few months, you could see again, this is back in February. So a few months later, we started to dabble in Bitcoin. What does dabble mean for BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world? Dabble could be hundreds of millions already, right? And this continues on and on and on. And you hear nothing but BlackRock saying that they're going to get into crypto, which they already have. I'm sure they have, but they probably want more. So is this a ploy to help BlackRock get more Bitcoin? Did they give Elon a call and say, hey, we need more. We can't be buying them at 60,000. We need to buy them at 30,000, right? So do your thing. We know you have a lot of power on Twitter. So could this be the reason? Maybe. Cathie laid it out. She's like, you know what? BlackRock probably called Elon and talked about environmental concerns. And that's why he made such a big deal. Yeah, like BlackRock really cares about environmental concerns of Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining. Yeah, like that's how the conversation went. No, it's more like, hey, we need to accumulate more Bitcoin. You give us opportunity, we're going to scratch your back. We're going to continue to support you and buy more Tesla shares. That's probably how it went. Not over environmental concerns. So that's connecting the dots as much as I can. Of course, it's all speculation. I can't really prove any of this, but it just makes a whole lot of sense. You put 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 or 2 + 2. People are correcting me. The phrase is not 1 + 1 = 2. It's 2 + 2 = 4. I don't even know how that goes. But anyways, there you go. So is he going to continue, and what should we all do about it, right? I do think he's going to continue. I do think that until the SEC or someone that really goes after Elon and tells him you need to stop, because they do believe that he has violated his previous agreement, and I don't know what they're going to do. If they sue him again, they're going to try to bar him from using Twitter altogether, which at this point would be fantastic. If he's like banned from Twitter, I'm surprised someone like Jack Dorsey doesn't come out and just say we're going to ban Elon's account. I mean, if Jack could ban Trump's account, I think he could ban Elon's account too. So until he gets off of Twitter, I mean, he's going to continue to do this. And, what can we do, right? What can we do in the community? We need to just stand together and ignore it. That's all it is, right? I mean, in crypto world, I don't think anyone is as hated as Elon right now. Before, everyone likes to hate on Justin of Tron, but now no one talks about him. Everyone just likes to hate on Elon, right? So again, is this part of his move to be like the most hated person and then become Bitcoin savior later on? I don't know. That would be stupid, but I don't think anyone else will trust him. So what we need to do is just ignore it. This is part of FUD that I was talking about, right? What really caused Bitcoin to start going down from 50, 60,000 is you have a lot of FUD. You had the Elon FUD and China FUD and IRS FUD and all this FUD that started swirling around, and then you had all the technical guys telling you how the bear market is here and the top is in and stuff, and all of them one by one is now starting to turn their tune and found some other pattern that says otherwise, right? So you have all this FUD that's spreading around, and FUD is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And what we need to do collectively is just ignore it. Just ignore it, because there will always be FUD. Today, it might be Elon FUD. Tomorrow could be some other kind of FUD. We don't know. There's always going to be people that missed out and wants to drive Bitcoin lower, either because they missed out and they want to accumulate more, or they missed out and they're just salty. They're just salty. They're like, everyone else made so much money, I didn't, so I better just be very salty about it and try to bring everyone else down. So what you need to do is just ignore it. You need to ignore that. You need to concentrate on the future. You concentrate on Bitcoin, and you concentrate on all the projects that you fell in love with, the ones that have the traction, the momentum, the team, the adoption, and the future potential. As long as you could do that, and you continue your ways, and you continue to pick up when they're cheap and there's bargains to be had, right? And you hodl and you tune everything else out, you're going to win. You're going to do just fine, and you're going to win at a game of crypto, and you're going to continue to build towards that life-changing wealth. Yes. So that's what we all need to do collectively. Instead of attacking each other than people that shill Bybit links, we need to stand together strong and, just look at the FUD or the FUDders as the enemy, right? As the common enemy, and we need to take them down. We are on the righteous path. They are not, right? So we need to stay on course and look to the future and continue on, right? All right, this is what I want to say. I'm going to get into Q&A in a little bit. I'll cover some of this, the list here. All right, before I move on, before I get into Q&A, new sponsor today. Those of you guys that are in Netherlands, you'll love this project. Bistroo. Bistroo is a decentralized DoorDash or decentralized Uber Eats, right? We know that in the pandemic, especially like in the US, everyone is using like DoorDash or Uber Eats to get food delivered to them. And that's what Bistroo is all about, but they wanted to make it more fair for everyone. So this platform actually launched in the Netherlands already a few months ago. So if you are in the Netherlands, you can actually use this right now, which is really cool. So this is not a work in progress. They are already live, and their token is also live and tradable on Uniswap. And this was like a few weeks ago. So why are they creating this? Why is this better than what's out there like Uber Eats and DoorDash? Well, right now, merchants, like if you're ordering from even McDonald's or wherever, but McDonald's doesn't care about fees. But let's say you're ordering from your favorite local restaurant near you, right? They have to pay 30% to these carriers or these middlemen, right? And that's a lot of fees. That's a lot of fees. A lot of them, even though, yes, they're getting more business, they're losing out 30% commission. So what Bistro's trying to do is change that. Decrease the commission, decrease the fees, make it more fair for everyone, which in turn will give you lower prices too as a consumer, but also it helps the merchant stay alive. Incentive and user data right now, DoorDash, Uber Eats, they collect all your data and they don't tell you about it. And they utilize and sell that data. Well, with this, they're making it so that no, they're not going to do that. Right? And the whole process, loyalty, and all this stuff, like right now, there's really none. Okay, so they're trying to change all that. They're trying to make it so that you, the merchant, and the middleman, which is Bistroo, you all have a good, solid relationship, and you can communicate with each other. And most of all, you're getting lower fees as a consumer and lower fees as a merchant, right? So they're trying to just kind of change everything with their system, with blockchain, with everything being transparent, and they're doing a whole lot more. They're still early on, but you could see that they already have their app, they have a merchant portal, and their roadmap. So they already onboarded their first 100 merchants, and they're continuing to get more and more users and build out this platform. So that's Bistroo. If you want to check them out, or if you live in the Netherlands, you could definitely start utilizing them already. So their URL is in the description of this video. All right, guys, let's now do some Q&A. Let's do some Q&A. Before I get into Q&A real quick, I just wanted to mention about Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance did not go up. With this recent dip. And, just to put things in perspective, this is not a dump. This is not a catastrophic dip. This is just bringing us back like a day, okay? So putting that into perspective, but it still sucks. But however, with that, dominance did not climb back up. It's still below 42%, which shows you that retail investors like you and I, right, we're not panic selling. We're not. So that's a very, very, very good thing, because as altcoins come up, that's how you could tell retail investors' confidence comes back and grows and money flows in, right? So I think BT's dominance is actually a pretty important indicator to look at going forward. All right, now let's do some Q&A. Wizard Drum. With all this news, is Doge a good buy or not? I'm a big holder, haven't sold a thing. Well, if you're a big holder, I don't think you need to add more. But with that said, I don't think Doges go away anytime soon. There's a lot of people like yourself that is holding Doge. And ever since it climbed in the top 10, I'm like, it's going to be here to stay, right? But it's, as a Dogecoin holder, I don't think you enjoy what Elon's doing anymore either, right? So it's just, it's an unfortunate thing, but I do think Doge will stay. Do you think Matic will lose steam if ETH 2.0 launches and works? No, I don't think so, because they're building out their own ecosystem right now. ETH2 is not going to launch for quite some time. In the meantime, Matic Polygon is bringing as much dApps to their chain as possible, and they could thrive as their own separate chain. There's no reason why they can't. Is there any downside, Prestigious? Is there any downside to staking on Binance as opposed to delegating to stake pools from your wallet? It depends. I mean, there's, the downside, I guess, is if you're staking on Binance, you're trusting them, right? A pool from let's say Cardano. If you're staking a pool, there's just more trust there, although, of course, there could be things that happen. I mean, there's many ways you could stake. I guess it really just depends on your preference. I mean, there's really no right or wrong. Just be careful. Minimize your risk. That's really it. Beautiful. Asked George, I'm very bullish on VET. Wonder why the price is so low. It's not so low. It's not. Like, you compare VET to a year ago, it's up like 10,000%. So why is it low? In fact, it's up 19% this week. So it's not low. It's not low. Now, obviously, things all came down. If Bitcoin comes down, altcoins also come down. You know, they haven't decoupled, right? But VeChain was killing it. So, yeah, don't give up on them. What will Theta need to do to become a serious competitor to YouTube? They need to just, first of all, Theta and Twitch and everyone else, the reason why they're not a competitor to YouTube is because they don't operate the same way. YouTube is like a search engine for videos, right? You could search anything and it comes up and it recommends. If you look at Twitch, this is the problem. When I was streaming on Twitch or DLive and even Twitch.tv, they're all like, when you search, they bring up the channels that are streaming at that time and channel names. They don't really focus on recorded videos. And it's not really focused on searching topic. It's more like searching a game or searching a streamer. So the search algorithm is very different too. So I've always wondered why people don't try to come out with like a YouTube competitor. Because they come out with streaming platforms, but it's really for like, it's really for a different purpose. So Theta is the closest thing that we have. If they continue to do what they're doing and expand their search algorithm, I think they could definitely be a true competitor. But they're not close yet, but they just need to keep killing it and bring more people in and so forth. Cervix, I did not. I think someone just wrote. Yeah, I think someone just tweeted to him and he laughed. Doesn't mean he was trying to pump them. Do you like staking ADA on Daedalus over others? I have not staked yet. I don't normally stake at all, but people have been telling me. So, but yeah, you know, if you want to stake one of the pools, use Daedalus or the other wallet they have. I forgot what the other wallet is. There's a ton of pools. It's kind of weird. If you're trying to select a pool, I don't even know which one you would select. Clarify, I don't mean why it dropped. I mean, like, why is it worth 9p when you say Doge is 20p? I don't get that at all. Sorry, I don't get it. Chlorophyll. Hey, George, thanks for the quality. In a 25% big cap holding portfolio, what percentage would you allocate and rebalance to ETH, ADA, BNB? Yeah, I can't tell you that, Kenan. You have to decide that for yourself. It could be 100% ETH or ADA within that 25%, or it could be as low as 1%. You have to decide what is best for you. Yeah, recently I started seeing people shill Zilliqa, which is not a bad thing. I like Zilliqa. But there's too many people that try to bash something else to try to make their own bags look better. And I hate that. And I started seeing that recently with Zilliqa fans. I don't get it, right? There's a lot of promising blockchains out there. But if you're trying to bash another one to make yours look better, that just looks weak. So don't do that. Don't do that. David says YouTube is fine, but there could be a better DeFi type YouTube replacement, better searching types, better advertisement integrations. Yeah, I mean, yes, but no one has built it yet. That's ultimately what it is. You got to make search really good. You got to bring a lot of creators on there, and you have to give them good money to stay, like monetization, right? With blockchain, it'll be a little bit easier. With a project that has tokens, you get rewarded with tokens. That works too, right? But right now, the closest thing is Theta, but they're still very off. I told you about YouTube competition platform coming out live 2 weeks ago. Okay. Doesn't mean that they're good holds, man. Just because you told me about it doesn't mean they're good holds. Fresh, thank you. What's your price prediction for Telcoin? I'm not gonna give a price prediction. I like Telcoin. I've come around to them, so I think their new charter bank in Nebraska can help them on their mission for remittance, and they're killing remittance. And I forgot who told me. They're from some country in Europe, and they were telling me that everyone uses Telcoin there. So they actually do have pretty good traction. Maybe not in the U.S. They haven't really concentrated on the U.S. yet. But with this bank, they could. But like with other countries, I hear Telcoin is actually really killing it. So I think they're going to do very fine. Paul asked about Flare Spark token. You know, they're using XRP Ledger. But what's interesting is I thought they would be exclusive to XRP. But no, they actually onboarded with a lot of other projects or other chains and other tokens too. So that's kind of interesting. So it's not just XRP exclusive. So I think they could do well. I think they do well. What does it mean when Binance Smart Chain is on both Solana and Cosmos? I think you're mistaken. Binance Smart Chain is built with the Cosmos SDK, but with the new Gravity bridge, then they can communicate. Right, you need some kind of bridge. But with Cosmos, anything in Cosmos that's built within the ecosystem can communicate with their new IBC that was introduced. But the Gravity DEX and bridge will kind of bridge them all together even more. Do you know why whales tend to sell at 7 p.m. East Coast? I don't know. It could be because Asia or some Asian country wakes up. I don't know. I don't have any thoughts on Elon right now. Alchemist and their gasless DEX. I've seen it before. DEXs themselves, generally, they don't do that well. AMMs do well because of the yield farming and liquidity pools and stuff like that. So gasless DEX, great, but in terms of pumping, I don't know if that's going to do anything. What's the difference between Phantom and One? They're different chains. They work differently, but it all comes down to the ecosystem. If you want to look at it, the way they do sharding and stuff like that is different. This is a technical thing, but the way to look at it is what kind of traction, what kind of dApps have they onboarded? Right? And they have different types of traction. Harmony is trying to get into DeFi space right now. They have a few promising dApps. Phantom, they got a lot too from Andrew Crowe. And so they're both doing good. For dollar cost average, I've been buying $400 once a month. Should I break into smaller buys? It's up to you. It just depends on your income level and if you need that money or not. Rule number one is never invest more than you can afford to lose, right? So don't invest more than what you can afford to lose. If $400 is your extra income per month and you want to put it all into crypto, great. If it's too much, then decrease it. If it's not enough, increase it, right? There's really no set right or wrong answer to that. Renato, appreciate that. Do I have any pets? Yes, I have 2 dogs right now. 2 dogs, small little dogs. Do you like Polka Starter? So many IDOs are going to be running on it. Yes, Polka Starter. I've been talking to Rue. I've been concentrating more on Bpro, not... Wait, I think you're mistaken. No. You're thinking about Polka Markets. Bpro is part of Polka Markets. The CEO is Polka Market. Polka Starter is different. They just know of Rue, but they're not involved with him at all. Polka Starter has been around. There's a lot of IDOs, but Polka Starter itself has not been doing that well. So, I don't know. I mean, IDOs, there's a lot of projects coming aboard. Before 2017 it's all ICOs. Right now it's like all IDOs, right? Some of them do well, some of them don't do so well. It really depends. You know, like right now, there's still a lot of NFT plays coming out, but NFTs have not been doing well at all. At all. The new ones, not really, right? So it really depends whether or not they could get traction. That's really it. Jinga says, I appreciate you. I'm now George. Well, good. Good. Glad to hear it. What are your thoughts on Digibyte? Is it worth? Does its worth truly reflect its current market price? I think so. I mean, the only thing I like really, what's more fascinating about Digibyte is their new layer 2, which will integrate DeFi and smart contracts. I think that's a big thing for them. I did not like Jared Tate declaring that he was leaving the company or the project, and I don't know if he came back because he was like, I had enough, and he just left. So I don't know. That's never a good sign, but I don't know if he came back. I'm going to open a t-shirt shop and sell crypto-themed clothing. Any suggestions on what to call the brand? I have no idea. If I tell you anything, I would copyright it, so then you would have to pay me royalties. So you probably don't want to ask me for the name. Look into Polystarter, first launch pad on Polygon, market cap less than 12 million. All right, Polystarter. Okay, it'll be like PokeStarter. Is it go do well? And where is it on? It's not even up. Okay, I'll keep that in mind for the future. All right, I love you. Please continue Spotify account. Yeah, I don't know. I was spending a lot of time on podcasts and it wasn't really worth it, so I never continued it. I'm actually thinking about hiring a lot of people to kind of grow a lot of stuff that I don't have time for. Podcast would be one of them. Website is another one. Maybe multi-languages or subtitles is another one. More social media stuff. I mean, there's just a lot I've been, not concentrating on because I just don't have time. But maybe if you guys are interested in helping me with some of these things, just shoot me an email. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. Overall, Bitcoin is still trying to recover from Elon's cryptic tweets, right? Why is he doing it? No one knows. What should we do about it? Ignore it. Continue the path, continue to ignore FUD, and continue to invest in good projects, and we'll get through it. Right? So in the meantime, we'll wait for Bitcoin to come out of this pennant as it go pump back up, break upwards at 42, 43, or some people are predicting that it's going to go downwards. But I think the downside is a lot more limited than the upside at this point, in my opinion. But keep in mind, 60% of the time, I'm right every time. All right, guys, that is it. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to earn more Bitcoin, check out the BlockFi world's first Bitcoin rewards credit card. If you're interested, check out the link in the description of this video. All right, take care, guys. Have a good one. Tonight, 8:30.